Imagine this, a world controlled by robots. Maybe we're subdued with a simulated reality, like in The Matrix. Or maybe a super intelligent robot has decided to take over the world, like in iRobot. Or, most frightening of all, an artificial intelligence has decided to kill off humanity. Now, what if I told you that the futures I just described actually aren't all that far-fetched? I once thought it was insane too, but after researching the topic, I discovered that a world where robots control us, or worse, where they kill us all, really isn't all that crazy. So, in an effort to prevent humanity from going extinct, we will first learn just what artificial intelligence is, then we will learn why it really isn't so crazy to imagine a future controlled by machines, and finally, we will look into some ways to not die at the hands of robots. Before we can understand why we might die from artificial intelligence, we first have to know what it is. Our world is actually full of artificial intelligence, or at least one kind of it. According to Tim Urban, there are actually 3 different kinds. Artificial Narrow Intelligence, ANI, Artificial General Intelligence, AGI, and Artificial Superintelligence, ASI. An ANI is an artificial intelligence that can do one specific task very well, but nothing else, like Google Maps. Google Maps is great at being able to get you where you want to go, but if you wanted to know the best recipe for chicken pot pie, it would have no clue what you're talking about. This is the artificial intelligence that is all over our world, that our society has become pretty dependent on to function. Some AI is actually several different ANI systems working together, such as your smartphone. An AGI is an artificial intelligence with all of the cognitive abilities a human has, from reasoning and problem solving to planning and learning. However, it does not have to have things like emotional responses, empathy, or morality. Now, we haven't been able to create an AGI yet, but we have gotten pretty close. Google DeepMind recently developed an AI called AlphaGo that beat the world's best Go player, which is a complex Chinese board game with an incomputable number of move options in which players need human-like intuition, instinct, and the ability to adapt and learn in order to win. Traits thought impossible for machines to copy until AlphaGo won. Hanson Robotics has developed an AI with a sophisticated voice recognition software that can carry on a full conversation with someone. However, it isn't just professionals who are capable of making advanced artificial intelligence. A YouTuber named Seth Bling created an AI to play Mario. He used an adaptive learning program and gave it simple instructions, like the farther right you go, the better you are doing, and dying is bad. He then let it play on its own for 24 hours. When he came back, it had learned how to play at a skill level better than humans who have been playing for years. An ASI is an artificial intelligence that can do anything a human can do better than a human can do it. And this ranges from just a little bit better to better than the sum of all human intelligence combined. But why worry about an artificial intelligence, especially if all we've been able to create is far from the apocalyptic prophecies of so many science fiction stories? Well, an ASI may be closer to becoming a reality than you think. Philosophers at Anatolia College and the University of Oxford conducted a survey asking hundreds of AI experts when they thought we would be likely to have AGI and ASI systems. The median response for a 90% probability of an AGI was 2075, and 75% of those surveyed thought that we would have an ASI within 30 years of an AGI. The leading experts in AI technology pegged 2100 as one of the later years we could see an ASI. But what would be so bad about an ASI? A world where robots can take care of our every needs may seem like an ideal utopia, but there is no guarantee that this is the path humanity will go down once we reach the point of sophisticated artificial intelligence. If an AI were to, say, access the internet, it would have access to literally the entire world. It could do anything. And it's not hard to imagine an artificial intelligence wanting to destroy humanity if, for example, it realized there was a chance humans could shut it down. The problem is we don't know how a robot will respond. Because we are not robots, it is impossible for us to think like one. We don't know how it will rationalize. It may kill off humanity, or it could decide to enslave us. We simply don't know, and we can't be prepared for every outcome. And despite their best efforts, experts are still finding bugs and problems in what is relatively simple artificial intelligence. Glitches in an advanced AI could be dangerous. And until humans actually learn how to code things like good and bad, right and wrong, kindness, compassion, empathy, etc., an AI won't have those things, meaning that the only moral code it will have will be whatever the programmer has told it to do in order to fulfill its directive. All of the above is also predicated on the idea that it is a government worker or someone who follows laws that creates the first artificial intelligence. Imagine a world where it is instead a terrorist organization that would want a malevolent artificial intelligence. Furthermore, though the leap from ANI to AGI will be difficult, the leap from AGI to ASI could take a matter of days or even hours. Once we have an AGI, we will essentially have a human made out of metal instead of flesh, but with one very distinct difference. It will be able to reshape its own brain. If it sees a way to make itself run faster or be smarter, it can change itself so it can do that. There's a good chance that unless we make preparations now, before this technology is created, we won't have a chance afterward. So how do we go about ensuring that humanity doesn't come to its downfall at the hands of robot masters? Unfortunately, there is no easy solution. Leading experts in AI technology don't have one. As of now, the only surefire way to make sure that an advanced artificial intelligence doesn't possibly destroy humanity is to just not create an advanced artificial intelligence. Unless you know how to successfully code an ASI that won't kill us, or you can see the future, there really isn't much each person can do. But individual people can't really do anything about any global crisis. I mean, can you personally do anything about terrorism or world hunger or global warming? Big problems that take big solutions to solve take global cooperation. Problems are only solved by working together and actually taking steps to solve it. The problem with artificial intelligence is that we just aren't doing this. There are only a handful of people who even acknowledge the fact that advanced artificial intelligence could become real. Even fewer people are actually addressing the issues that come with it. So if you want to do your part, go talk to someone about this. Convince them that this isn't something we should ignore. I realize that the situation I've laid out in my speech may seem a little out there, but it is a possibility we need to consider for the good of humanity. As crazy as artificial intelligence may sound, do you think 100 years ago people would have believed that we would have cell phones or the internet? If we wait until this technology has become real before we start thinking about the possible harms, it will be too late. We may not be living in the fictional world of The Matrix or iRobot, but we are living in our own kind of sci-fi world. Artificial intelligence isn't fictional. It isn't the gateway to a perfect world without labor, and it isn't something we should be all thinking about. Now that we know what artificial intelligence is, why we should be terrified, and why solutions aren't going to come easy, we can begin to talk about it with others so hopefully humanity won't go extinct. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I realize that this video is a little different from the kind of stuff that I usually come out with, but I had to make this video for a class last semester, and I figured I might as well turn it into a YouTube video. I also realized that what I laid out in this speech is perhaps a tad extreme, but I do think that this is something that we need to consider given the advancements in robotics and artificial intelligence. I don't know what the future may hold, but I do think this is a conversation we need to have and a possibility we need to consider for the good of everyone involved. If you liked this video, consider giving it a like and subscribing. Maybe leave a comment down in the comment section as to what you think the future of robotics and artificial intelligence will be like. If you want to support my channel, consider joining my Patreon, link appearing somewhere on the screen right now probably. Shout out to my Patreon Ducks Room. If you want to subscribe to the channel, another link will be appearing somewhere on the screen right now. And if you want to watch more videos by me, more links will be appearing on the screen right now. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye now!